Tell us about Githam.
GITAM is a 4-decade-old university. GITAM is a NAC A++ Category 1 university. We have an alumni base of close to 1 lakh in 105 countries doing different things.
AI is taking over the world. So I wanted to ask, how is Githam adapting to the culture of AI?
The assumptions are AI is going to take away all the jobs. At one extent, I mean, if you're not skilling or upskilling yourselves, if you do not have the skill of unlearning and relearning, then you are also going to be obsolete.
Is there any flexibility available if a student wants to change course in between?
Here what happens is, till the end of your first semester, you have all the liberty to change your disciplines.
Can you share a few impactful research that has been done at Githam?
We have an alumni from Hyderabad who's recently he secured funding of 1 crore from Shark Tank.
Hello everyone, this is Ujjwala, a 4th year BBA LL.B student from GITAM School of Law. And today with us we have Mr. Adarsh, who heads Strategic Initiatives and Ecosystem at Githam. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks Ujjwala. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast today.
It's an honor to be with you. Tell us about Githam.
GITAM is a 4-decade-old university. GITAM is a NAC A++ Category 1 university. We're a multidisciplinary university. We have our presence across 3 distinctive geographies. We have 2 campuses in Visakhapatnam, 1 campus in Hyderabad and 1 campus in Bangalore. So GITAM is about 28,000 active student community, and we have an alumni base of close to 1 lakh who are in 105 countries doing different things. We have entrepreneurs, we have civil servants, we have bureaucrats, we have technocrats, we have politicians. You can think of careers, and we have our alumni doing different things across these 105 different countries. And GITAM also has close to 1,800 faculty, of which 95% of this faculty are PhDs. Right, that's about GITAM at large. One of the interesting things at GITAM is since NEP 2020, even before NEP 2020, we've conceptualized the concept for majors and minors, where if you are a student with a School of Engineering where you're pursuing your CSC, options of minors are so diverse. So we have this school called School of Humanities and Social Sciences, where we have a performing arts department. You can pick up a minors in Bharatanatyam, you can pick up a minors in Mridangam. So the options to pursue majors and minors are vast at GITAM. This is only possible because we are fortunate to have all the schools in the same campus.
Right.
That's another interesting aspect about GITAM.
Like as youngsters, we do get confused about our career choices and everything. So I wanted to know, is there any flexibility available if a student wants to change course in between of their current courses?
So we have 3 schools that are mapped under liberal education bucket. So we have School of Business, School of Sciences and School of Humanities and Social Sciences, which are mapped under liberal education. And here what happens is, till the end of your first semester, you have all the liberty to change your disciplines. You could have joined us in BA, but by the end of first year, if you feel that BSc suits you better or BBA suits you better, you have all the flexibility to change your school until the end of first semester.
As you mentioned earlier, at GITAM we also have minors like Bharatanatyam and Mridangam. It's inspiring to know like GITAM also promotes our Indian culture as well and makes us stay rooted.
So this performing arts department has 17 faculty who are practitioners of their respective art and craft. They also practice this art form and craft form that they teach at the school.
To know.
Yeah.
AI is taking over the world. So I wanted to ask, how is GITAM adapting to the culture of AI?
If you look at curriculum at GITAM, so curriculum at GITAM gets enhanced once every semester if there is need be, where you have a body of people who are from academia, who are from these premier institutes like IIMs, NITs and Institute of Sciences, and you also have practitioners who work in the industry. It's a body that keeps looking at the curriculum, and if there is an enhancement that is needed, then they quickly work on the enhancements that are needed, and we push that update for the people coming and studying that semester in the next batch. So there's a body of experts that keep working on curriculum to make sure that it is relevant to the audience who are pursuing that program.
Okay, this kind of secures the future of kids as well who is studying.
No, when it comes to AI, so there's a lot of the assumptions are AI is going to take away all the jobs. Yeah, to an extent. I mean, if you're not skilling or upskilling yourselves, if you do not have the skill of unlearning and relearning, then you are also going to be obsolete. No amount of degrees is going to help you stay relevant. So this is essentially, it's all about picking up the right skill set, and it's having this skill to unlearn and relearn. So there are many such opportunities in GITAM where you should just have the flexibility and agility, knowing how to leverage whatever is the support system that's available at GITAM, and you'll be able to do much better.
This is a great advice, sir, on learning and relearning. I think we can just apply it in like general life as well, not just academia. So why should a student study at GITAM?
I'll want to break this question down into 4 buckets. I'm going to talk to you through applied education as one part I'm wanting to talk to you about, and then holistic development and campus life, and then career pathways. So how we do applied education at GITAM is, applied education, as you all understand, is very critical, right? So no amount of theory is going to give you a real understanding of a concept or a theory. So at GITAM, we believe that applied education is very critical. How we facilitate applied education at GITAM is, there are centers that are established within the GITAM's ecosystem where a student who's going to classes gets to apply his theoretical understanding in a real world context. So I'll talk to you about these centers. We have a center called TEP, which is Technology, Exploration and Product Engineering Lab. Here, what typically happens in this lab is all the freshmen in engineering, they have to take this credit course where their teams are assembled. Like engineering has a lot of sub-disciplines, right? There is core engineering where you have mechanical, you have civil, you have ECE, you have EEE, you have computer science engineering. So we get all these folks, we mix and match, we make them into a team, and they're given a project that they'll have to solve, right? So you'll have teams where you'll have a mechanical guy, you'll have somebody from ECE, from CSC. You take the problem statement, you come together as a team, you figure out what does it take, how do you apply your theoretical understanding to that problem statement, and then you'll have to come up with a solution. This TEP typically helps you build that solution where you have electronics, electrical systems, you have CNC machines, you have 3D printing machines, all sorts of machines. It's just not about building a product here. The students also have to learn a lot of things. Managing inventory, you have a limited supply, so you should know how to work in constraints. When you work in teams, you're all freshmen, you've just come to college, you don't know each other that well, right? Typically, there are a lot of disagreements. You have to arrive at consensus building. So there's a lot of soft skills that you learn when you're doing these projects as multidisciplinary teams. And you have another interesting center that's on top of mind. It's called CXR. It's called Center for Extended Reality, where professors who are in charge of that lab go to industry, pick up problem statements from industry, bring that problem statement back and work with students. Students also get to work once it is there with us. So professors constitute students from different schools who are interested to work on the projects. They also get to ideate on solutions and build solutions for the problem statements that the CXR center picks from the industry. And another center that I can think of is Center for Autonomous Systems, where this center is all about building autonomous vehicles for surface, for air, for underwater. Here we have very interesting partnerships. We have partnerships with the DRDO, where we've built an unmanned under vehicle for DRDO, right? Here also students get to work on ideating on a solution, building that solution, right? So this is what I think applied education is all about, getting space where you get to apply your theoretical understanding to a real world context. So that's what applied education at GITAM is all about, and I think it's very critical. And that I would like to talk about is holistic development and campus life. So GITAM, I mean, I've spent close to a decade with education where I've gone to different colleges, universities. One of the universities that has a very vibrant campus life is Githam, where there are about 78 active clubs across 3 campuses. We have all sorts of clubs. There is Korean drama club, there is a book club, there are sports clubs. One of the biggest clubs that I can talk about is Kalakriti, where there are close to 1,500 students who are part of that club. It's a massive club. Again, clubs have student bodies where it is all done by students, it is led by students. They have their own budgets, they do their own budgeting, they host events, they do a lot of things. Kalakriti is one of the biggest. It's a cultural club. And then I can think of Model United Nations is another club, which is a very active club where students host conferences on sustainability development goals, and they also do dialogues on geopolitical situations. That's another active club I can think of. And then we have something called an Entrepreneurs Club. This club hosts one of the nation's biggest ideathons. We call it Smart Ideathon, where this ideathon gets about 1,200 entries, 1,200 nominations across the country. So you can imagine the scale. And this is exclusively done by eClub, where it's a small team. It's not a massive team as Kalakriti, but it's a small team, but they do this very well. They execute, it's just from the beginning to end, they orchestrate this whole Smart Ideathon, from sending emails, getting entries, taking care of people visiting us on the campus. Everything and anything that's got to do with execution of Smart Ideathon is done by this club all alone, right? With minimum guidance from the Venture Development Center. I also want to talk about career outcomes, right? So that's very critical. Why does somebody want to join a college? At the end of the day, they'll need to know what they're getting into once they graduate out of college. First, I would like to talk about placements. So we have about 700 unique companies that visit all our campuses every year, close to 700 companies. You have Cisco's, you have Adobe's, you have Deloitte's visiting us, you have Visa visiting us. There are a lot of interesting companies that visit us for recruitments. And then the second vertical that I would like to talk about is higher education pathways. So there is a separate entity within Githam that trains people if you're wanting to get into a school of your choice for your master's within the country or outside the country. So we make sure we run a parallel track which preps you and it'll help you try and build that skill set. So how should you build your profile? What does it take for you to get into that university? We parallelly train you on how do you make it to that college that you're wanting to get into for your master's program. Likewise, we also have another entity that trains you if you're interested, if you're wanting to get into government services. It can be civil services, Indian engineering services, whatever it is. So there is a separate track that we run for these kids who are wanting to get into government services eventually. And the fourth vertical that I wanted to talk about is venture building. So as I said, we have a pretty established pre-incubator in Githam, which we call it a Venture Development Center. There, it's a whole ecosystem from, it is an end-to-end ecosystem where somebody can walk in with a very nascent idea that they're wanting to solve problem of farmer, they want to solve problem in a community, whatever it is, right? From there, there is a framework in place that will help them build this nascent idea into a venture, give them access to grants. Githam in ecosystem has a seed grant where a student who's really built a minimum viable product, they can pitch it to the Githam community and also can secure a seed grant.
So are there any student exchange programs at Githam?
Yeah, we have student exchange programs. We have collaborations with George Washington University and Penn State University in the States, where you could choose to study some semesters at Githam and you could do your exchange semesters either at George Washington or Penn State University. And we are adding more universities to that lineup.
That's great to hear, sir. So then my next question is, so as you mentioned Moti Labs earlier, I wanted to know what are the types of research that goes on there?
As I said, Murthy is a research facility where 3 disciplines work in intersection, right? Medicine, pharmacy, and sciences. Research is all about drug discovery. So there is a lot of research that happens in the space of oncology, on molecular discovery. How do you enhance the drug's performance? This is the sort of research that happens in the Murthy facility.
How early does research start here at GITAM for students?
For a student, so as part of liberal education policy, even our BA and BSc programs are now 4-year programs, where the 4th year there is a track for research where there are 2-3 different tracks that you can pick up basis your interest, but research is one track. If you're picking up research, you will get a deep dive into research, understanding what is research all about, what is the infrastructure that's there, and what is the line of research, how do you pursue that line of research. This is what you'll get exposed to if you're doing a 4-year honors.
So, can you share a few impactful research that has been done at GITAM?
Sure. So there is this research that got funded, DST and GITAM funded project, where we've gotten grant of 3.56 crores, which was awarded to Dr. Sharad Babu, who's a head of department biotechnology, where the mandate of the grant was to work with tribal communities in helping them to enhance their incomes, right? So what Dr. Sharad Babu has done is he's closely worked with 1200 plus tribal families across 36 villages in the Eastern Ghats, largely in and around Araku, where with scientific interventions, he's helped them take the crop yield by 30%, which in tune has contributed in their income enhancement. So you can also imagine the scale at which we engage with communities. Working with 1200 tribal families is no small number, where it's just not Sharad Babu, but his team. There are a lot of students involved. Students got to spend time in those villages trying to talk to the stakeholders, figuring out their problems, staying there, spending weeks of time, trying to ideate on a solution. So this is what I think real education is all about. And we were able to facilitate that, where students also equally contributed towards working and building a solution for their tribal families.
Are there any students who have been successful with their projects?
There are many success stories that happened at VDC. A venture by our alumni called Gayatri Kanmuri. She has a venture called Nari Care, which is all about helping new mothers in their breastfeeding journey, right? So new mothers, there are a lot of challenges that they'll have to encounter, right? So this is a startup that's going to educate and help these new mothers in their breastfeeding journey. Another interesting startup that I mentored personally is this is a startup that's done by Chandrahas, who's an alumni of Beta Computer Science Engineering. So he's built a device that detects lungs anomalies, through sounds, right? So the problem he's identified is, so between your consultations, right, you go consult a doctor and then he prescribes your medicine, then you go home and you revisit doctor after a certain time. But then in between those intervals, there are a lot of things that can go wrong, right? He said that's very critical, and he said, I'll develop a device which records your lung sounds, and if there are any anomalies in the lung sounds, it pushes live information to the doctor. So doctor can personalize the treatments better. So that's the problem statement he's picked up, and he's built a solution today. He's applied for a patent, and I think in another 2-3 months he's going to get a provisional patent awarded, and I think in a year's time he's going to get a design patent awarded for the product he's built. We have an alumni from Hyderabad who's recently he secured funding of 1 crore from Shark Tank. His idea is See-Through is his company's name, and what he's built a platform using extended reality for e-commerce companies.
So the successful stories that you have mentioned, they're very inspiring and also contribute to the societal welfare as well. So what is the process of taking an admission in GITAM, and could you guide us through it?
So any program that you want to get into in GITAM, you'll have to come through a screening test. We call it GAT, it's called GAT. We also take other nationalized exams that are conducted by the national testing agencies for your admitting to any of our programs that we offer at GITAM.
When I was giving my GAT, Githam also considered my CLAT score as well.
Yeah, we also take CLAT score for the law programs.
Right.
Likewise, we also take JEE mains, JEE advanced scores for the engineering programs. We take CUET score for the humanities programs, bachelor's in UG management programs. Personally, if I have to say why GITAM, I think for its vibrant campus life and how we're dealing with the relevance in education, how the aspect of applied learning, holistic development, building the right skills and competencies, leadership at club level. Yeah, these are the aspects why I believe that GITAM is an institution that needs to be in your consideration set.
There's an academic balance as well as cultural balance, and also sports. It gives importance to sports as well.
Sporting infrastructure at GITAM is brilliant. I mean, you name a sport and we have an infrastructure, from the best in the class gymnasiums to the tennis courts to the badminton courts, you name it and we have it.
Does GITAM offer any scholarships to the students who are intending to join?
Yeah, about scholarships, yeah, we do offer scholarships. So there is merit-based scholarship. You will be made eligible for that scholarship via your entrance test. It can be GAT, CLAT, JEE, CUET, whatever is the exam that you choose to appear. You can come through those tests and you're offered a scholarship basis your performance in that test. And we have something called need-based. That's another scholarship that we have. And then we have scholarships for our alumni, we have scholarships for our employees, and we also have scholarships for Indian Armed Forces.
So scholarship at GITAM just not only assures students but also the parents and their financial conditions as well. Thank you for having this conversation with us, sir. I'm glad I'm a student at GITAM. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ujjwala. It was nice talking to you.